I feel like Tony the Tiger. Great! And I'll say that because it was a great Valentine's Day. What a baby. I feel like Tony the Tiger. But today, what we're going to do, we're going to make a gas tank for the back of this car. I'm going to show you where we are putting the gas tank and how we are going to do it. Jolene said, well, why don't you take all the seats out and all that sort of stuff? And I said, I do not want to do that because I want to show you what I really have to go through to get it done, you know. If I move all the seats out and get it all cleaned out, well, that's half the work of making the gas tank, if you know what I'm trying to say. But as I have to come in here, I have the seats in there, now I have to come in and move the seats out. Now it's time to do a little work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to get the seats out. I'm going to measure the back, and I'm going to find out what the length of the gas tank is going to be, or what we need for the length of the gas tank, and we'll go from there. And that's all I can do. I haven't measured it yet. I haven't anything. And what I'm trying to do is to build on the fly, or build exactly what you would have to do in this exact same thing. If you're building it when you go to the garage, that's exactly what I'm doing. I talked it over with Jolene. We looked at the pictures. The gas tank is in behind, or we're going to put it behind the two front seats. As we see where the gas tank is going, the two front seats, these could not work on the back of them, but they could work another way, I bet you. As we get in here and take a look, if I'm not in the way, I'll get right inside the car actually, get a tape measure, and actually I'm going to get more than that. I'm going to get a marker. I'm going to write it down, that way there I won't forget. Or try not to forget. My old brain spins quite fast sometimes, and about slow things. All right, I get in here. Nope, not going to do that yet. Need tape measure. As I'm getting in here, some things have to be moved still, and we'll move them here in a minute. But as we get looking at the pictures and get, ciphering it out, gas cap door is going here somewhere, or up here maybe. The gas tank is going to lie here. I really, what can I say? As I get looking, I'm seeing more room down here. I could slide it in there. I'm just thinking to myself, sorry about that, but what has to happen here is this piece has to be closed off, and it's closed off. We don't want to go any higher. The wood comes on here. We've got wood here, actually. I'm going to jump out and grab the wood. I'm going to jump out here and grab the wood, and I'm going to take a few things out with me. As you see, I'm trying to figure this thing out. Someone said, I hope that they get the seats a little bit better because it's awful hard to get into. Well, we got it 2 feet off the ground. Right? We got it 2 feet off the ground. That's why it's hard getting into. And it's funny. It's funny. Oh, and Milwaukee won. I think pretty sure Milwaukee won. Everybody said that that's the one, and that's the one I'm going to try. That's the one that won.
They're in my office.
They're in your office?
The wood.
What?
The wood
Okay.
is.
Just getting the wood for the back of the window. Here's one right here. This is not the piece that she's using, This is a piece of plank of, mahogany that he did. And we're just going to use it for a second to get up in here and see where the wood goes. That's for this one. In a way. We're only coming down there. So our back is going to be closed off right about to there somewhere. I'm just guessing, just because I can. So what we're going to do is this piece here has to be closed off. Has to be closed off to go up in here. Be closed off. Has to be closed across the front here, closed off. And on the top, it's closed off. And then the gas tank is in behind. So what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna stud it up, I guess, just like you would stud up a house. I'm gonna stud it up and make a doorway. I'll stud it up, I'll put a header across, stud it up, we'll fill it in with the metal, we'll make a door for it, we'll hinge it at the bottom, so the door will come down, and you can get your gas tank out. And that's the only thing I can think it can be used for, is to put the gas tank there. I really can't see anybody getting down in there for anything. We're gonna have to get in there and clean that out real good before we start closing it off. I wanna do the seam sealing down in there. There's a few little things I can see that might need to be welded maybe. Yeah, it really, but once we close this off or have this door in here, there's gonna be limited room to get down in there. So I can see that Jolene's gonna be putting the body mounts on back down there, because she'd be the only one that would fit in there. Or we're gonna have to rig something up to get down in there, you know? But the gas tank, I really don't wanna try to figure it out and try to put it in there on a slant. I'm not saving myself anything, because they're not gonna have anything in there. So I may as well stand it up and make it so I can put a spoke coming to it easily. I was looking at that room down in there, I was thinking, wow, you know, I could put something in there. But once this is closed off with the seats in, the door's not gonna come down anyways. It's a closed off compartment, the gas tank's in there, and it's closing it off from Jolene from the cabin. I would say, once that door is closed, once this door is closed, and the seats go in, it will not be open until the seats come back out. And the reason you'd be taking the seats out is to take the door down to get the gas tank out. That's about the only thing I can see. So I'm gonna stick with my plan, I guess. I had a plan, I looked at it, and I thought I'd just lay the gas tank on top of this. There's a body mount right there. I know that because I've got a hole drilled there, and I got one drilled there. It'd be a nice place to mount the gas tank in between that, and I can use the hole and the mount of the body of the car to hold the gas tank as well. And then it would make easy access to come out through here to put a spout on it to fill it up. There you go. That's what I'm thinking anyways. So I'm gonna take a measuring tape from this side where it bolts off. Like, I mean, as the gas tank will sit in there, I still have to make all the structural stuff on this side of the gas tank to close it off. So that's where the structure is gonna be here. All across the front, there'll be a door there. So that gas tank, if it ever fails, it can be unbolted, pull the door down, take seats out, pull the door down, and pull that gas tank out. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm just gonna take a measurement for a second here and see what the distance is. And we'll say 35. 35. 35 long. We'll go. So how long am I gonna make the gas tank? We'll make the gas tank. We'll make it 33 inches, the gas tank. 33 long. That way there, 33 long. If I make it 33 long, all I have to do really is to make sure that I make the opening for the door bigger than the gas tank. I know that sounds easy, but I still want to make enough room so when I open the door, if there's any problem with behind the gas tank, we can still get down in there a little bit. So that's what I'm going through in my own brain. How tall I want this thing? We might as well go a dozen, because that shows us right there that that's not bad. Now I have to remember there has to be something on top of that. There has to be something on top of that. There's something going into this here, out to here, when they close the door off, and the gas tank will be behind. You're not going to be able to get down and put your hand in on the gas tank, so I think I'll just... I think I'm going to go 10 inches. And the reason I'm going to go 10 inches and leave 2 inches, like it's pretty well 12 there, I'm going to go 10 because when I unbolt it, I wouldn't want it right up to hard to the top of this. This is about hard to what I'm going to close in. I don't want it hard to the top, so I can get my hand in there to pull it down and pull it out. I really am stressing that. Sometimes you can build something and it's hard to get it out once you get it locked in there. Yeah, so I'm going to go 10 by 33, and I'm going to do it 4 inches wide. 10 and 4. 33, 10, 4. 33, 10, 4. 40, 80 prime. And that's what I'm going to do. So we want something 4. A piece of metal here. I got some 18 gauge. This is 18 gauge. I went back to the 18. I'm used to using it. Why not? I was going to show you something on the chalkboard, but I think I better get the gas tank made and get things rocking and rolling here. This is the straightest edge, so we'll go from this edge. I'll go from this edge. So I need a 10. And a 4. And a 10. And a 4. Ten inches for the side. 4 inches for how wide it is. 10 inches for this side. And a bend over to do the top. Does that sound right, baby? Mm-hmm. Just to make sure, I'm on 28. We're gonna go 28 on this side. I'm gonna cut that off. Right there, right. You sure can change the difference on something when you're drawing it and you lean it in a little bit with your marker. You sure can change your line in a hurry. Don't want to do that. I'd like to chop it off if I could, but it's just too big of a piece. I'm going to have to wrestle it with the electric shear. I'm going to have to wrestle it. Take it over towards brake where we're going to bend it. Steering wheel was nice and dry this morning. Fixed that, no problem. It's nice to be able to just come in for a second, mix a little bit of JB Weld out and fix something, walk away and have it dry when you're gone. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. That I can get all the bends in. Sometimes it's sometimes you try to get a square bend together and weld it up. It's not as easy as you think. Sometimes you make the wrong bend. I want to mark this. I'll mark from this side, probably better. Straight edge. That's a 10, a 4, and a 10. We'll get some lines drawn on that. No, that's good enough. I'll pull this out. What I'm trying to do is make the two sides, the top and the bottom, all in one bend, and then I have to weld along the seam. Like and comment at any time you want to. Just wondering, this is what I'm wondering today. How do we get more subscribers? I'm asking my YouTube followers, how do I do that? What do I do to get more subscribers? I know how to do it. Ask you. Just a second here. Slide up. I wonder. I could sort of do this right, you know? Sort of. What I'm wondering is, if I bend this one up first, and bend that one up, am I gonna be able to, I wanna get all the bends is what I'm saying. I got 1 bend, 2 bends, 3 bends. If I bend the wrong bend, it'll be hard to get. So if I bend this one up first, then come up. I think that'll work. Let's try this, see if it works. So I bend the second bend first. See what happens? I might. Come on, baby. It looked like you white poo-poo with my sexy last night, see? Should be hands. Everything's a 90 on this, so I'll just basically go like that, I guess. I wonder. Now I'll do the second one. I think I'm okay now. Now see what's going on here. The guys that do it all the time, that work with sheet metal, bending up siding and all that sort of stuff, they can slam it through pretty quick. But I'm using the brake once in a while, and I don't slam things through that quick because I'm not quite sure sometimes. And when you're not sure, you just take that little extra second and think about it. Take that extra second and think about it. And that's just what I did there. Just took an extra second and thought about it for a minute. Feeling accomplished because I bent it the right way. Right? Bent it the right way. I'll give myself a pat in the back later on tonight. Okay? More. Now, that gas tank, that's the size that we wanted, I guess. I measured it in there, 10-4, was it 10-4-33? No, I didn't measure the length, didn't cut off length, did I? I'll have to cut it length now, I guess, and I'll have to do that with a zip cut. I could have sheared it off, but I got a little anxious. Get a little anxious. I need 33, did I say, babe? Mm-hmm. So you can cut that off, no problem. So, this is what I'm going to do. It's okay that I have to cut it off. I'll probably cut it off. I can't even tell what edge I cut. I cut it so good, wow. Anyways, I guess I would never cut it on that edge, but as I mark this off, how many inches? 3 and some inches. I'll use the metal that I cut off, and I'll put it inside in the middle for a baffle. I bet you people were waiting for that. You gonna put a baffle in there? Well, yeah, I will. Just because it's Jolene's car, I probably wouldn't for my own, but now this is what I'm gonna do here. I got that thing right there. I got that mark. Right. I got that distance. This is what I'm gonna do. little shaky at the end there, but it'll work. Might have been a little shy there. We're looking for 33, looking for 33, looking for 33. Not good. Take it over a little bit more. That's good. I looked a little shy there compared to this one. 33, we'll check it out. And a little shy on that one. And 33, good. See, I lost my measure going around the corner, good. All right, so we'll cut that off. I want 33 long. Zip cut. Zip cut. No zip cut on those ones. Must be a zip cut here somewhere on the grinder. Zip cut right there. Glasses. We'll cut this off. There. Got some new work pants on today. You know, the old jeans go down through the pecking order, you know. As many times you wear them, then you just go down the pecking order. I got some new ones on today. No holes in the knees. Should have my knee pads on, shouldn't I, sweetheart? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put my knee pads on. So, I guess what I'm telling somebody right here, right now, I guess, if you have not got a gas tank for your car, make one. Make one and put it exactly where you want it. Put it exactly where you want it. Make one. And that's what me and Jolene are going to do. Yes, you can buy a spun tank, but you don't get the fillers. You don't get the filler spout, and you do not get the gas gauge. So that's not for us. We want a gas tank in the cup. All right. Want to play that game already, huh? Yes, the wheel would look very good in 40. I agree, 100%. That's what that wheel would look good in, to be honest with you. I have a 55 Mercury too that I call Elvis. It would look good in. Actually, that wheel would look good in anything. That would look good in Jolene's Bugatti. Guaranteed. All that together like that. I just want to see this. On both ways. Beautiful. Beautiful! Alrighty. I'm going to cut something different instead of using that for a baffle. Okay, I'm going to pack it together right now for a second. Why is nothing working? Oh, that's the hairdryer. That's the hairdryer. Now, your gas tank does not have to be rectangle. It does not have to be square. It does not have to be anything. All it does, it has to fit your car where you want it to fit. And that's something about every car that you build. You have to find a place for the gas tank, and everybody does it. It's just where you put it, and it's all up to you, and it can be any shape you want. You can make it into a triangle if you want to. She was even thinking about making the tire back there, the gas tank, but we want to put a tire in there, so in case we open that up and show how it works, I think it would look nicer with a tire in there. I feel like that's where the gas tank is, don't know for sure, but that's where Jolene's is going. Right, baby? Mm-hmm. All right, so we're just gonna go like this. All I'm doing right now is trying to see if this end fits up and this end fits up. And if they get close and they look pretty good, I'm gonna nail her in the center here with the welder. Yeah, that's basically it. And every place that's not tight, we will try to bring it tight. Just tap it with a hammer. I'm going to hit that, hold it tight. Got a little gap and poo there. It's going to take a second. Just tap it easy, knock it over a little tiny bit. It's where I'm welding it together. Why not? Just knock it over a little bit, don't have to knock it over all the way. Going a little fast, bubbling up on me. Okay, just gonna try to get this in shape right here. Bend it down. You get it quite thin, a nice crisp 90 there. And it does not matter that it's not a nice crisp 90. I'm just trying to push it down a little bit so it can be. See how it's bounced out. Did have a nice sharp 90 bend on it there, so I'm just going to play with it a little bit. Okay. I'm going to put a baffle in it. And the baffle, all the baffle is, I keep saying baffle, all I'm going to do is cut a piece of 4-inch strip by whatever, probably 4 or 5 long, and leave a hole at the bottom. I'm going to figure which is the bottom of the gas tank, which is the top. So the gas can go back and forth, but in the center, it can't, if it's half a tank, it's not sloshing back and forth. So all the gas can get to where it needs to go, because it's going to have a hole at the bottom. But when it's full, or 3/4 full, it's not going to be able to slosh back and forth. It's just going to run underneath the gap that I have. And I'm just doing it on Jolene's card. Hey, I don't know why not. I'm going to cut a orange strip piece out of this. I don't like that edge. That's fine. Just a 4-inch piece. Actually, more than 4.5. I'd like to get that little square if I could, but. See, this is a problem. I got a 4-inch bend on the bottom. If I go 4.5, that'll fit in there. We'll just do a a 4 1/4. They want to protect their markers, don't they? Huh? They're protecting their markers. So I'm just going to cut a 4-inch strip off of this. No, I want 4 1/4. Listen. 4 1/4. All that in. Fina, come on. She's a good dog. Just a little needy. We got 4 1/4, 4. There's our piece. Flap it off, get a height. Just cutting it in half because I don't need it all. And basically all this is needed for is so the gas does not slosh back and forth. And that's all I'm putting it in for, because it does not slosh back and forth. Just want to rub the edge off this a little bit. Don't worry about any of the debris that goes in there. It'll get picked up by your filters. I would think that if you're building a car and you've made a gas tank, you'd have a couple filters on it and maybe take care of that and check it when it comes to, you know, you're building the gas tank, you would check that stuff. I'm just gonna stick this in there. Stick it in there right like that, I do. I know what my bottom is. You know why? You know which one my bottom is and why?
That one.
Because this one's got the weld on it. I wouldn't dare try to put the weld on the bottom. Well, I could, but it figured it out for me when I was looking through it. I seen all that hole. So that's not the bottom. We'll go like that, and that's the way we'll do that. That strap. Now I'm just going to reach in there, tack that in there in a couple places, and it'll be fine. And all it is in there for the gas not to slosh back and forth. So I'll show you when I bring the camera up. We'll show you. There's a distance underneath of it. There's a distance on top of it, but there's yeah. We've got penetration, we know it's going to hold, pack in there, pack on the other side. I'm just going to flip it over here. Make it easier for me. Now I'm just going to want to go down on that piece. Does not matter if it's in there straight. Does not matter. Nothing. It's just in there to stop the gas from sloshing. And if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know it was in there. Basically. But they say it's a thing you should do, so I'm doing it. reason so many tacks is I had a gap and I wanted to make sure it was connected. So what that's going to do, that's going to stop gas from sloshing inside there. I've got a gap on this side, a gap on this side, gas on the top, but there's no way that the gas can be sloshing back and forth. And that's good. Check out the weld on the other side, I think it's good. Let's check it out. Not going anywhere. Sorry about that. So this is the bottom. So you can tell, like the gas can slide at the bottom, but it can't slosh through the top. You know what I mean? It can't slosh all over the place. We only have a certain amount of gas sloshing around, and that's all we need. So I'm going to cut some ends for this real quick. I do not mind this roundness, don't mind that at all. I'm not going to try to straighten it out because it does not matter. It does not matter. So I'll just take some ends, piece of metal here, trace some ends out. Let's do this for a second. How's that? Let's do this for a second. Put my hat back on. Get my glasses off. So I know where I'm going. Got some metal over here. This is the piece I messed up the other day. Remember I bent it and didn't go long enough for the seat? I want to use it. I want to use it. So as I have a gas tank sitting there. Must have been a good night, I'm shaky. Very best of luck. I'm going to cut this one. We'll leave that like that. Thinking that was the one I laid on there. See which one fits the best. Most certainly isn't that one. So we'll go for that one for the other, for the bottom. This side. We'll trace one for this side. Found your spot, did you, Fiend Bean, huh? Found your spot. Yeah. It's 20, I want 20. Get picky now. 18. I want 18. I don't want to start mixing the metal up on the gas tank. Don't feel like it. Ah! Kick myself in the chin. Again. Glasses on for this. going to cut the black line off because that is the line that was on the outside of the pattern. I guess. Some of it I am anyways. So when I put this on there, I'll fit it nice and wherever it fits tight for 45, I guess. And wherever it doesn't, I will run the flapper wheel over to bring it back. So I know I'm welding in the right spot. If you know what I'm trying to tell you. I don't want to... Alright, let's do this. Back some in. Tack this thing on here. Doesn't mean it's gonna be right. Now I got a lot hanging over here on the edge of this, but I'm gonna, like I said, I will pick it up and tack it where it fits right, or to hold it in place when I weld it. I'm going to turn the gas tank this way and grind it off. Because the grinder, if I go the other way, it'll tear into the metal. You understand what I'm saying? If I go this way and grind, it could throw the metal off. I just got to tack in one spot. I want to throw the metal on and I grind it off. I got a little gap going on there. I know it's good, so what I'll do is I'll just tap it with the hammer when I get ready to weld. I'm just trying to get on the edge so it all fits. Fast again. This one's still high. I left it there to grind it. Now I'm going to grind it off. Cool. To the other end. So what I did on this, I just putting on the straightest edge, get the straight edge first, and then I'll go around and cut the rest of it off on the other side, because that's the way I want to do it. Good. Yankee poo there, don't mind it. Finish it. You don't have to hit metal very hard sometimes to get it to go where you need it to go. Especially if it's got a little heat on it. It'll move nice. I like the 18 gauge for the thickness, you know. It's, if you do have an issue with, you know, welding it thin, with 18 gauge sure helps, you know, that little extra meter. I like it, I like it, I like it. So now we've got the top. After I get all these welding projects done for Jolene, I wonder if she's probably better than I am. We do a lot of welding here. As you can see, during the year there, we had 3 welders, and generally there was 3 people welding at one time. That's the only way that we could do it. There we go. There's your gas tank basic setup. We have a baffle in it, and we have a square box. That's all we have. Now we're going to make the mount. One in the chair on the other side. Here. Place this on the hood. Remember the rivets that we're going to be putting in it? Right there. Look just like that. They go in the hole. You put a dolly on one side, and then you air hand it on the other side. You ever got that? Thank you. Thank you. My lovely assistant, my Valentine girl, my partner, my producer, my financial advisor. Yeah. Jolene has taught me how to save money. Never saved money before, I just spend it. But yeah, I'll tell you what I would do. I would buy it on things, spend it on things that I thought that I could get my money back, or it was worth more. Because as I went on in life, I learned the value of money. When you have something, it is something. You can trade it. You can build off it. You can sell it. There's many things you can do, but if you do not have it, you can't do anything. You know, if you just take and spend your money on something that doesn't matter, you will have nothing. If you take your money and spend a little bit on something that you enjoy, I'm sure there must be someone else around who enjoys the exact same thing that you do, so you would actually have something that you could get rid of, or you could sell, or anything like that. All right. I would like to put the round side in the back, I think. This is not, that's not. So the round side is this is the back, the flatter side is the welded front, the front where it's welded, it's fine. This is the top, because it's welded on the top on that seam. So what we did is we made a gas tank that'll sit right in the middle. Doesn't hit our tire thing, doesn't scrape on anything. But now what we have is we have a body mount there. We have a body mount over here. What I'm going to do now is make a bracket on the gas tank so I can drill a hole in that so it can mount to the body of the car. When this sits in here, then that's when we're going to have to build this case here. We'll have to case it up, and when you pull down the door, this is what you'll see. You'll see the gas tank. You'll have the spoke coming through. You'll have the gas gauge in the gas tank, and it will be bolted right there, but it'll be behind a door. So what I'm going to do is, do I have any angle iron? What I'm thinking is if I can run a piece of angle iron up that would hold it. There we go. I cut a 4-inch piece, 2 4-inch pieces, and slide them on either side, and we'll have it. 2 pieces. 3-inch. Just wanted that up high enough. Yeah, that's not going to hurt anything. Just going to take this off. Just square it in. I don't let the metal over here gather up too much. If it gathers up too much, I use it. That's what I do, I use it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut a 4-inch piece off, because the gas tank's 4 inches wide. I'm going to cut a 4-inch piece off each, 2 pieces, 4 inches wide. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. 4 inches. We'll cut that one. How much time again?
We're at 55.
55. Awesome. This is what we'll do for the video. We'll get this gas tank back out. Gas tank back out. Have a 4-inch piece, 2 4-inch pieces. This is the top of the gas tank. And I say it's the top because we're going to weld along there. So, on this gas tank, we've got either side, we've got 1 inch or so. We're going to place that on there, put that on there. We'll make sure it goes flat before we nail it all the way on. Like one a little tighter, I think. I didn't like how tight that one was. I need one more tight. before the, that's good. Cool. Get at that, get at that. It's good. It's good, it's good. On this end. Just want to make sure before I weld that on there. Before I weld that on there. That I can weld that seam shut, is what I'm making sure of. And I think I'm going to weld that seam shut. Put that on there. Just to play it safe. See, if I put this on here, that one there I know I can get. I put that on there, down there like that, if you're playing with fire. This is the way I'm going to ask Jolene to weld the gas tank up. I'm not going to get her to do 1, 2, 3, 4s on this. I'm not going to get her to do that. I'm going to get her to run it as quick as she can in the seam. You know what I'm trying to say? Instead of doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, there's more chances of getting pinholes, I find. The only reason I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 on the car is because it's heat. On the gas tank, not really scared too much about the heat, but I just want to, I'll show you what I mean by, after I weld it, I'll show you what I mean. Ah. I'm a hard case, aren't I? Huh? Hard case. Hard case, bud. Hard case. Ah. Okay. We're starting off that way, are we? I'll just hold up here a second. Make them here. There we go. This is stuff that slows you up, that's for sure. Just burnt off inside the end piece there. That's one thing nice about wearing gloves. That if you have a little issue, I don't wear gloves a lot, but when you have an issue, you can play with it and figure with it and not get burned. If I didn't have any gloves on, I couldn't take that off and play with it. But seeing where I'm wearing gloves, I can take it off right now and play with it because it's probably pretty hot. All right, let's try this again. I got it pretty hot. Stand that up like that, and I'll tell you why. It's because the heat can come up instead of me warping the tank. There's quite a gap there, so it's pretty hard to weld it, like I said. Run some up this side, just so we know we got it. What I'm going to do, we didn't do it yesterday, but we can do it today. Well, actually, I see looks like a pinhole there. So what I'm going to do is, I could have looked in it before, but I didn't close the end. Can't show you this time. Can't see it right now. But when I cut a hole in it, you'll be able to see. I'll be able to look inside of it. When I cut for the spout, I'll be able to look inside for a hole. I can't see it right now. Alrighty. I'm saying there's no pinholes. That's what I'm thinking. There's no pinholes there. That's what I'm saying. So now what I'll do is I'll mount this piece on. That way there, I'm not interfering with anything or making any big mistakes. On this side, I can see where it goes together, so I can weld it all as one. So now, what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna mount the gas tank in, and this is how it's gonna go. I'm gonna take this off, slow down here for a second, my hat on. Jolene's got a gas tank made for her car. She didn't have one. We didn't want to buy one. We're looking at $300 time it's here, easy, 300 bucks. Yeah, $300. As you can see, I don't know what the video's at. What's it at? An hour. An hour. And my time. I built Jolene a gas tank. It is not finished. No, sir, it's not finished. But we have something that will go. I'll drill a couple holes in that where it comes up through. That will bolt there, hold that nice and steady so the gas tank won't go anywheres. Right there and down there is a bolt. There's a body mount. So that's where we'll bolt it down. We'll weld that in solid. We'll weld the gas tank up solid. Tomorrow, I will go through the snow. We have a building over there. It's not a building. It's just a storage container. And we have some stuff in it for car builds, and we have a gas gauge in there. Sending unit. And we'll put it in this tank, and we'll put the spout maybe out through the car tomorrow. But right now, what we have to do is we'll weld the gas tank up, get the holes drilled to mount it, and once we have it mounted, then we can start eyeing it up. Where are we going to start mounting it together? There's obviously going to have to be a place where how you can take it out, so it's going to have to be a spout welded on top of the gas tank. That's when we'll be able to X-ray it. We'll look in the hole, looking around the light, we'll be able to see if there's any holes in the gas tank. You know, you won't be able to see everything, but it's a better chance than not doing it, you know. So we'll weld a spout in here. We will have to have a rubber in between with a clamp on either side, and then have a spout coming out of the car, so we can actually take the tank out. We'll have to be able to take the rubber off, unclamp it, and then we can pull the gas tank out. There still has to be a fitting put on the bottom of it for gas to go down through the body of the car. Gas to go down the bottom of the car, sending unit, and spout. But we're going to weld it up and go from there, and tomorrow maybe we'll go on that stuff. Have a good one, everybody. That was a gas tank in an hour, I guess, and you can do the exact same thing that I have done, and it does not have to be square, rectangle. It can be round, it can be in a triangle, it can be in a hexagon. All it has to do is fit your application and make yourself happy. Whoop, whoop. Have a good day.